I'm Karen Martin. I am the Vice President of Programming for the Children's Media Association, and I am very excited you're here with us this evening to tinker in this playful and productive workshop with our friends from Tinkercast. Tonight's event is one of the many produced by CMA, and if you're still unaware, CMA is run entirely by volunteers committed to informing, uniting, and supporting so many spaces within children's media. If you'd like to shape the future of children's media, consider taking on leadership or support roles within CMA. CMA also offers benefits and perks such as our job board, our video library, member discounts, mentorship, and programming similar to tonight's event. And speaking of our guest tonight, Tinkercast, one fact that blows me away about Tinkercast is that their podcast, Wow in the World, has been downloaded 150 million times. Kudos. That is amazing. They are trailblazers and have been instrumental in attracting kids to a medium that's not visual. It's an extraordinary company using playful ways to develop and execute content. And tonight, Tinkercast Chief Executive Tinkerer, Meredith Halpern-Ranzer, has invited us to her TinkerLab. Hi, Meredith.
Hi, everybody. Oh, it's so good to be here. It's so good to see so many familiar faces and new faces too. Welcome to TinkerLab. Whether you work in an office or used to work in an office and work from home, or are coming to kids media for the first time, coming to CMA for the first time, whatever industry you're in the vast field of kids media, you are all welcome here, and we hope that tonight, that what we do together can help you bring some meaning and play and intention into your work and into your gatherings, and just help you to, be tinkers, because we're all tinkerers really at heart. So we're going to do a lot. We're going to do hands-on stuff, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how we got here and what we're doing, and why. So, our industry, actually the whole world, has really changed over this last couple of years. And we've all had to rethink the ways that we work, and understand that sometimes the way that we used to do things doesn't really make sense anymore. We used to go to conference rooms or take the train somewhere. That time might not have been as productive. And this wake-up call, I think, for all of us, this led us to a reflection on how we really want to work and how we want to gather and how we want to create, I think. So for us at Tinkercast, we've always been a remote company, but it gave us this opportunity over the last 3 years, really 2.5, 3 years, to build that company that there's no blueprint for. There's no blueprint for this remote company. And this new world order that we're all in. And so as tinkers and as creative people and as people that really are intentional about where we're putting our time and our energy, we were able to really look at that and create a structure for our company that invites in the most creative and most wonderful. And you're seeing a lot of them here today. They are going to introduce themselves in a little bit. But really helped us to rethink our structure of our company. And so we have built our company around 3 sort of main goals or priorities and activities, which we call Tinker, Make, and Grow. So Tinker is where we are experimenting. We're trying out a whole lot of new things. We're learning and playing and discovering together. And then hopefully we have some things that move from our tinker activities into make, because that's really the core of our business, is making. We make podcasts, we make books, we make live events. We now make videos on YouTube, which you got to check out. Very cool. And so that's really the heart of our business, is the making part, but we like to tinker in order to figure out what we want to make. And then the last pillar of our business is grow. So hopefully things that we have made, like Wow in the World, I'm going to actually update Karen's number. I think we're now closer to 180 million downloads.
Wow.
And our new shows, How to Be an Earthling and Who and Wow, are over 1 million now within their first year. So hopefully we have some properties that we can grow. And that's our third pillar. So that means globally, internationally, consumer products, things that are out, that come out of having a successful property that we make and that's content driven. And so this year we really brought this to this team, because actually before the pandemic, there was 5 of us, I think. Now there's about 20 of us. There's a lot of new faces on this call. And so we had to really we had the challenge of building a culture and a company remotely. And so Tinker, is really something that we started doing this year. And this year alone, I think we had 10 TinkerLabs. So TinkerLab is where we get together once a month, usually in a different location that is connected to the live show that we're visiting, or the live theater that we're going to, the city that we're in that month. And sometimes it's everyone coming together in our company, sometimes it's groups of people coming. And we have explored topics. We usually immerse ourselves first in the research and understanding of what this topic is. And then we brainstorm, or Jed, what do we call it? What did you just call it?
Brain fart.
Brain fart. And we, generate lots of ideas and throw spaghetti at the wall. And you'll see all of us have these backgrounds behind us that are laboratory of bad ideas, because we believe in bad ideas. We believe in trying and failing. And maybe that bad idea just frees you to think about, okay, well, maybe someone else has an idea based on that could actually move it forward. So we brain fart, and we come together in groups. And then by the end of the day, we usually have a prototype or sample to share from our group. It's a design sprint model. If anyone's familiar with design sprints, companies are doing design sprints like IDEO and other companies over 5 days. We do it in 1 day. We are doing it tonight in an hour with you guys to give you a sample of what this is all about and how we think differently and how we're trying to shake things up a little bit for our team, but really with the intention of living what our listeners are and our fans are. We're hoping to live the values that we're instilling out in the world, which is to try and fail and get back up and be creative and collaborative and generative and communicative. So we are so excited to share all of this with you tonight. And I think at this point, I could tell you some of the ones that we did this year too. So this year we immersed ourselves in understanding and prototyping a few different things. We did one around interactive audio. We did one around video, and you can see that actually that one went into the make, and we're now making YouTube videos, which are still audio first focused, which is great. We have done ones around new podcast ideas. We opened up to our team to say, what new ideas do you have for new podcasts? And we did a sprint around those. We also have gone back to the drawing board and looked at seasons we have of current shows to see how could we put new fresh energy into these shows or new ideas for the next season. We also did one around our Tinker class, which is our ed tech platform, where for 3 years we've been building this ed tech platform, but we've all been just testing it and making sure it works. We never got to play in it together. So we got together in New York and we played with Tinker class, our ed tech platform. And then we did one around consumer products, where Sarah Woolman facilitated that one. And she literally built a toy store, Target, but she called it Tinker instead of Target. And we looked at existing toys for kids out there on the market, and then we bashed them all up and made our own versions of them. It was so fun. So anyway, that's a little bit what we've been doing. We did 10 this year. And hopefully some of these lead to things that move into make and then ultimately into grow. So I know that we have very limited time. I would love to introduce the Tinkercast team, or actually have them introduce themselves. I'm going to throw randomly to one person and then they'll kick it to somebody else. I am going to throw to Sana.
Hey everyone, my name is Sana. I'm a digital and development tinkerer, which means I work on said TinkerLabs, and also with Kyle in the ed tech team. I'm going to kick it to Kyle.
Hello, I'm Kyle Austin. I'm the Senior Tech Manager for Tinkercast and Tinkerclass, the ed tech application. I'm going to kick it to Henry.
Hey everybody, I'm Henry. I am an associate production tinkerer at Tinkercast. So I work on a whole bunch of things, and it's a blast. And I've been super lucky to attend a handful of TinkerLabs in person, and can personally attest that they are magnificent experiences, and you get some super, super great ideas and super, super bad ideas out of them too. I will throw it to Jed.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jed Anderson. I'm supervising producer at Tinkercast. I will throw to Anna.
Hi, my name is Anna Zagorski, and I'm a marketing and communications tinkerer here at Tinkercast. And I work a lot on our social media, a lot on our billboards and things that we've run on air for promos, and it's a lot of fun. Lizzie, are you ready?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Lizzie. I am an executive assistant with Tinkercast, and I work with Sana. I'm on the logistics side of all the TinkerLabs stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I'm going to throw it to Anna D.
Hi, I'm Anna Daniker. I'm a production coordinator with Tinkercast. I'll throw it to Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I am the educational producer at Tinkercast. So I create all the content for teachers and families that are wanting to engage with the our shows at home, and have been very involved with building TinkerClass. And I will throw it to Jody.
Hi, I'm Jody Nussbaum. I'm the Chief Operating Tinkerer at Tinkercast. So delighted to be in these boxes with CMAers. I'm just thrilled to be able to share some of what our special sauce is that Meredith and team have been tinkering around with. So just really delighted to be here.
I want to introduce Carly Shiraki. Many of you may have known her. She has been in children's media for a long time, doing amazingly wonderful things. We are lucky enough that she comes and tinkers with us sometimes as a tinker in residence. And she's really helped us shape the flow and the playful facilitation of our TinkerLabs. And we're really lucky and honored that she's going to help facilitate this tonight. So over to you, Carly.
Thank you, Meredith. Hi, everybody. Hello, fellow Tinkercasters. Hello, CMA. I'm so excited to be sharing this style, this format with all of you. We're going to be getting creative, getting collaborative. But before we do anything, I just want to get us to just like shake out our bodies for 1 second. I don't know how long you've been sitting down. So if you want to stand up, you can. You don't have to. But we're just going to take a second and just shake everything out. So like really, and if you need to have your camera off for this, that's totally fine. But just like shake your head, shake your shoulders, your elbows. In order to come up with brilliant ideas, you got to have your body really loose. That's like a really important Tinkercast motto. So like shake your booty out a little, maybe your knees. I just heard some cracks from mine. And just shake it all out, like bounce up and down if you can. Okay, and like feel all that energy for a second, and we're gonna close our eyes and just take a big breath together to bring ourselves into this special Zoom room. So maybe drop your hands into your lap and find maybe a point of tension between your shoulders or between your eyes and just let it soften. And we're gonna breathe in on a 6 count and out on a 6 count. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we made a little space. You can open your eyes. So we're going to start with some tinkering. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. Then we're going to talk about what the goal is for this workshop. We're going to split into groups, and you're going to be in some breakout rooms for a while, being brilliant and creative together. And then we're going to come back into the big group, and we're going to share our brilliance, and then we're going to recap a little. So that's like the high level flow of everything. But first things first, we have to get tinkering. So if you got the email about bringing supplies, now is the time to grab your paper. A piece of paper and a pen is enough. But like if you have, your craft sticks or your bag of odds and ends or your cardboard tubes or your, tape or your googly eyes or whatever, you could also bring those in right now too. So feel free to just gather some supplies, and I can talk while you can just listen. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a little sign that you're going to use throughout our time together. So Tinkercast runs on this engine of two things, wow and wonder. So wow being just the state of being in awe, and wonder, this idea of leaning in with curiosity. So we're going to take either a piece of paper, anything that you have, and you can use one or two, but I used one. So I've got wonder written on one side and wow written on the other. So you can use two separate pieces of paper, or you can use one and have it be like a flip around like this. But this is like my base, and I'm just gonna decorate on top of it. So we're gonna take like 3.5 minutes. That's another thing about these sprints, these TinkerLabs, is that everything happens really fast because we believe that like excellent creativity can happen under time constraints. So you're gonna have 3.5 minutes to make these signs. Make sure they say wow, and make sure they say wonder. Again, you can make two separate ones or just one that flips around. Use your markers, use anything you want, make it feel like it represents your state of wow and your state of wonder. And we're gonna use them throughout so other people will see them. And we've got some tunes we're gonna play while we're working that come from the Tinkercast universe. So that's what you're gonna be nodding your head to. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to drop a question into the chat. But I'm just gonna start sort of decorating here.
See, way back in ancient times, when octopuses crawled through the slimes, we found it so hard to catch our prey that Mother Nature blessed us with another way. See, our bodies are like insane shape-shifting Play-Doh. We can change their color, shape, make it look like a potato, a tornado, a rhino. Well, maybe not a rhino, but you get the idea though. We can change shapes so we can stalk our prey. Hey, it's not a choice, we're just made that way. Cause we can't eat if we don't get meat. And mimicking things lets us be discreet. See, I don't want to, per se. I do it cause I have to. Okay? Sing it with me now. It's in my nature.
2.5 minutes.
It's hard to be me. So I choose to be you. Let me be more specific. Would that help? See, there's another reason that we mimic octopuses change from shape to shape, confusing everything in range. It's cause you don't exactly see a shell on me. So tell me, what protects me from the open sea? It's a spy versus spy game. And when a predator comes inside chomp range, I confuse him, turning into a rock. He's shocked. There was just an octopus. What magic box did she unlock? Camouflaging is the ultimate disguise. It's my protection from predatory eyes. I may not want to, but I have to. It's the way that my species could adapt to an ocean where like anything could just come grab you. Camouflaging lets an octopus just pass through. I don't want to.
Give it about another minute.
I have to. It's not a choice. Are you understanding? I don't want to. I just have to. I don't want to. I just have to. I don't want to. I just have to. And if you don't know, now you know.
That is a song from the Tinkercast show, How to Be an Earthling.
Wow, Mosey, there must be.
And so is this song.
Miles and
You got about 30
miles of
seconds.
tunnels.
So sparkly.
So snowy.
I inherited this den from my uncle Larfgard. Tunnels stretch for 1,000 yards.
Wow, Mosey.
This one is at least 100 years old. We use our dens because it's hard to dig when the ground's all frozen. You see, Arctic foxes do not hibernate.
That means sleep all winter, Mosey.
We need a place to stay that is warm and safe.
Okay, put your finishing touches on your signs if you can. And if anybody is finished and wants to hold theirs up, go for it. Nice, Henry, very colorful. Ooh, Sarah, I love, okay, look at Sarah's with the wonder. There's a person with a thought bubble. That's so beautiful. That was Sarah P. Sarah F with all the wows. Wait, will you hold yours up again? With all the wows. Wow, 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 wow. I love that. Oh, these are so fun. Anna D, I like your orange paper. Yes, Matthew, so fun. Is it like on your head? That's great. That's great. Okay, nice. Deb with some stripy colors there. Livia Beasley, it's alive. Look at those flowers. Okay, awesome. And Jed used, what did you use? There's some like, what are those, coconuts? Are you serious? Okay, Jed used a coconut. That's amazing. Here's mine. I use paper like that. Okay, cool. So we're going to use these a little bit later, but for now, we just got our hands moving. We always like to tinker with tangible elements when we can, because it just helps the brain. So what we're going to do today is come up with strategies around discoverability. We always have a theme for our TinkerLabs, as Meredith said, whether it's interactive audio, video, etc. But just to kind of kickstart our brains around discoverability, I want you to think about the last piece of media, whether it's like TV, a book, a concert, the last piece of media that you consumed that you can think of and how you discovered it. So just throw into the chat if you can think of a book that a friend recommended, or I'm going to put in mine, which is the Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie on Netflix, which I saw an Instagram post of a satirical article that said it was the Citizen Kane of Christmas movies. Like, that's all I needed to hear. Nice. So just drop into the chat any piece of media and where it came from. Does the World Cup match work? Yeah, it does. How did you discover the World Cup match? Slumberland from trolling Aquaman's Instagram. I just watched that this weekend. Okay, guilty of being influenced by TikTok. Okay, 8-Bit Christmas watched on a Southwest flight. Okay, Netflix homepage. Bjork's new podcast. How did you hear about it? Netflix and LinkedIn promos. Great British Baking Show. So I feel like that's one where it's a word of mouth discoverability thing for me. I found a Paw Patrol live show in an old school newspaper. Newspapers, Jody.
Crazy. I know. Sorry.
No, it's great. White Lotus, no idea. The zeitgeist. Yeah. That's why discoverability is hard, because sometimes you don't even know where the messaging came from. YouTube rabbit holes, stand-up sketch comedy, Grey's Anatomy. Got to ask my daughter why she picked it. Okay, nice. Okay, so just scan through those. And then the next question I just want to ask is, in general, about discoverability for us as kids media makers. What do you feel like the challenges are? And this is just to get us kind of our brains flowing, but you're going to have more in-depth discussions about this in your, you'll get a little more into it when you're in your groups. So drop into the chat what you feel like the problems and challenges are around discovery. Oh, this is interesting, Matthew. A vlog of French podcasters trying to do stand-up on YouTube, and you discovered it because you listened to their podcast. Oh my gosh. It's like, how do we find the things that we find? One challenge is making sure discovery is accessible to everybody. Time and energy is a challenge to discoverability. Too much media on too many platforms, son. I love that. Competition in the space. Figuring out what kids are actually consuming. Crowded marketplace, hold attention long enough to stick. Risk aversion in the space. The challenge of staying in a bubble loop. Keeping information relevant to kids. Okay, so there's a lot here. Like, discoverability is a hot topic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head into our breakout groups, and each group is going to come up with one amazing and brilliant, never been heard of strategy for discoverability. Each group is also going to be assigned a platform like YouTube or digital games or consumer products, and you're going to have kind of a fun way to figure out a pretend imaginary concept from one of those platforms that you're going to be creating a strategy for. And the last thing I want to say before I send you off into your groups, I think, is that one of the exercises you're going to do in those groups is something that we do in all of our TinkerLabs. It's a version of what we do in our TinkerLabs. We do an exercise called Crazy Eights, where you take a piece of paper and fold it into 8 quadrants, and you come up with 8 ideas in 8 minutes. We're going to cut that in half for our purposes for today. We're going to do crazy quads. Okay, my green screen, work with me. So you're going to take a piece of paper, fold it into 4s, and you'll be coming up with 4 ideas on your own. Your moderators, your brilliant Tinkercast moderators are going to explain that in a little more depth, but I just wanted to kind of tee you up for it, that you'll be doing some individual brainstorming, and then you'll be working together as a group to come up with one strategy, and then we'll come back in and we'll share all our strategies. When you get into these groups, like, I think the spirit of Tinkercast is fun and playful, and the spirit of tonight is too. This group of people could solve all the challenges of discoverability. We actually could, because there's a bunch of geniuses in this room. I'm just scanning through like, oh my gosh. But don't feel like you need to give away your actual gold, but nobody signed NDAs. So just be careful what you're sharing. But to that end, like, the sky is the limit here. Like if one of your ideas is that you want to order a fleet of blimps to fly across New York, like that counts as an idea here. So challenge yourself to just like be absurd. Especially if you find that in your day-to-day creative life, you can't be absurd, this is a place that you can be absurd. If your day-to-day creative life is very absurd, maybe you want to be very serious in your discovery offerings, just dangle on your growth edge. It is a safe place. Your Tinkercast moderators will make it so. Okay, I think that's all.
And we believe in bad ideas. Like
we believe in bad ideas.
Sometimes the crazier, the better. The technology hasn't been invented yet. Let's pretend.
Yeah. I would almost challenge you to put the worst idea you can possibly come up with in one of these boxes. Hopefully it'll have the spirit of a game show, not, drill sergeant, but we'll be moving through things pretty quickly. And that's just one of the things that helps us feel the joy of urgency. All right, let's go into our groups.
Ooh, who are we
See you soon. Make good ideas.
Or bad ones.
Wow. How are people feeling? Show me your wows. Show me your wonders. I'm definitely feeling wow. Raise your hand if you feel like your group had plenty of time to just really sink into that strategy and you feel like you really fleshed it out. Really? Oh my gosh. I would say that we, right as we were ending, we were like, okay, we got it. I want to give each group 1 minute to share what they came up with in whatever way they would like to share. And we're just going to dive right in. Thank you for showing up and thank you for being enthusiastic and jumping off this cliff with us. Lizzie, can your group begin?
Absolutely, we can. So our prompt was rhinos skydiving while competitively eating pie. And take it away, Miles.
So as the costume rhinos for our catchy blast out into the into the world, we're gonna have our characters are gonna be wearing plush adult onesie rhino costumes, of course, outfitted with horns, and then we go right into our media portion.
All right, so I'll pick that part up. So we decided we're going to have an auto-tuned medley to go for that earworm. We have a chorus that we actually would like to sing for you all together, and hopefully it'll come across as sort of that auto-tune feel.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
High in the sky is how I ride or die.
Thank you. That's it. And
oh my gosh. Wow. Everyone is going to be singing that song and thus discovering this important new kids media property. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, as we go, feel free to throw up your wows and wonders as you are experiencing these live strategy shares. If you're feeling a wow, show them some wow love. Okay, sorry, Henry.
No, and I'm wondering how I forgot to give us a team name, but both of our group members were named Sarah. So we were the Sarahs, essentially. And so we were discovering a music property. And our prompt for that was the rubber ducky that does not work. We had some excellent crazy quads. I'm going to throw it over to Sarah F. to share out on what we landed on.
I do have a theory that Sarah's always come in threes. So Henry, you're now an honorary Sarah.
Honorary Sarah. Thank you.
So we had our artist was a broken rubber ducky. We named him, he's an up and coming artist. We're really excited about him. We're the managers, and their name is Sir Squeaks a Lot. And they're famous for songs like I Like Big Ducks and I Cannot Lie. They've got a lot of like big hits coming out. And the way that we're going to get this to go totally viral is we're going to have some presence on various social media platforms and especially like TikTok. And our artist is only going to speak in squeaks. So we have no one's going to have any idea what the artist is saying. Everything they say in interviews, spoken, sung, or anything is just going to be squeaks. And in order to actually hear what they're saying, you're going to have to go to Spotify or wherever their music is and download it to hear what they're actually saying. So it like creates this intrigue around the artist. And then it becomes like part of, well, I'll let maybe Henry or Sarah, if you guys want to talk to this, of just like what we said about anytime you hear squeak, and I'll let you guys chime in on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my brain, of course, goes to Reggie from Wow in the World, who speaks Pidgin. And we now have a loyal fan base of people who also speak Pidgin, it becomes that first thing you think of when you hear, it becomes that, that entity that just lives rent free in your brain.
It's beautiful. We love it. It's a mystery. It's viral. Obsessed. Anna Z, your group come up with.
Our group was just on fire, Carly. We were having a great time. So our platform was YouTube. And we had a show for YouTube about a koala that sneezes glitter, which sells itself, but we do need to, for the sake of the exercise, come up with some discoverability. We had glitter bombing the screen. So if you've ever familiar with glitter bombing, Kristen was talking about how there's someone who does this. And Maura was talking about like SEO and like how you can do Google search and how all these things come up. And what if when you searched koala sneezing, you had glitter bombing your screen? I don't know if Kristen or Maura want to say anything else on that idea or share anything else.
I think you got it. I think it was more the idea instead of like people don't like real glitter. It's just more like a trigger, maybe a special thing that happened and just get glitter all over your screen. So no, you got it.
Yes. So exciting. And just like, what a great place to start. Like you said, it sells itself, but then you really took it to the next level. Kyle, what kind of brilliance came out of your group?
Yes, so our group name is Go-Go Jelly Club. Like the Inspector Gadget, our verbs and nouns was Jelly Investigation Club, and our platform was podcasts. And so I'm going to throw it to Allison to give you our blurb.
So our idea was you would discover QR codes that are hidden on different food items and food labels. So you would kind of Snapple style, you would find these QR codes, scan them, and that would lead you to the podcast or some kind of challenge related to the podcast.
Oh my God. I love that.
And I think, Chris, we were talking about more of doing some old-fashioned deliverables to the home for the kids as they go and investigate. So like maybe have some wow in the world investigation, just like, again, the Spectre Gadget. So going into the store and collecting labels of jars of jelly. I have a lot of jelly and peanut butter, so.
Homeschool, like mystery style, like club, like came up with like Professor Jelly and the Mystery Jam Club. Just about joining club, solving mysteries of food mysteries.
I love like the depth of the invitation for kids, for it to be like immersive, feels like totally fun and the kind of thing that then a kid talks about and then shares with another kid and then like everybody's obsessed with it. Amazing. Okay. Moving on to Meredith's group.
I'm going to actually have Susie, CMA's president, introduce us.
All right. We are the Juice Squad. We had film, flying, juice, and hula hoop. So we have this amazing film that's coming out, and are we ready to do our thing? We are the Juice Squad.
The mighty Juice Squad. We hula, we hoop, we squeeze, and we're flying into theaters in fall 2023.
Okay, but to add to that, so the Juice Squad is actually a dance troupe that will do a TikTok dance to that song so that all the kids will want to do that dance and go see this movie. So.
You might even get Lizzo to do the TikTok for us, or maybe Michelle Obama, who is an amazing hula hooper.
Yes.
I'm just astonished by the level of like cohesion, like the choreography. I mean, just wow. So let's go to Rebecca's group.
And we were working with a book about a crazy surfer dudette who surfs on Oreos. The surfer is a potato. It's wild, it's crazy, it's wacky, it's everything kids want it to be. And our discoverability is going to be through virtual read alouds, where the first one will be by the author, and it'll be on all social. And then we were going to invite kids to do read alouds when they get the book. and dress up as the characters because they're going to be crazy characters, just like the surfer potato Oreo guy. We could see that kids getting really involved in getting into the world, and also just promoting the literacy and being able to listen to the read alouds and all that good stuff.
We see a really big food and costume tie-in with Oreo and Halloween. Just saying.
This is the beginning. It's the mask.
Oh,
there's the mask.
They made masks.
Oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh my gosh. Oh, nice. Karen.
Oh my gosh, Karen's got the mask. That's astonishing. I appreciate the inclusion of literacy. It's like
I can't help it.
The educators in the house, people. Okay, let's do Sana.
I'm sensing a children's media zeitgeist when it comes to food and potatoes, which is wonderful because our prompt was dinosaurs jumping off of potatoes. We were a consumer product. Don't let that fool you. Kicking it to Rebecca.
Definitely, I think the key to this consumer product is going to be collectibles, but the way we're going to market it is we're going to have a live action game show that's actually an archaeological dig, but everything is edible. So like mashed potatoes, and kids are digging through the mashed potatoes to find the dinosaurs or pudding or whatever, and an educational aspect. So when you find the dinosaur, you would learn about the history of that dinosaur, but then, there could also be the toys of the dinosaurs, and then it's also kids competing. So kind of like Legends of the Hidden Temple, but now. And
Wow.
dinosaurs.
There's even a nostalgia factor when you put it that way. I mean, that's great.
And Erica, is there
Potatoes
anything you'd like
galore.
to add?
I just want to be clear that we're talking about like a swimming pool of mashed potatoes that kids are diving into, and I think we're thinking maybe like Double Dare level of insanity. So in the mashed potato.
Okay, great. Thank you for that clarity. Swimming pool size. It's just we want to make sure we're fully understanding the scope and scale, which is wonderful. I'm obsessed with that. Okay, Anna D.
Our platform was live interactive events, and we had an event that involved pizza that is skipping with parents, which was a fun challenge. And I'll toss it over to Olivia, who had a very yummy idea for promoting discoverability.
So thank you. So this felt like a local business or maybe a local franchise to us. So we decided to partner with schools to offer them pizza from our restaurant. And as a fundraiser for the schools, a giveaway to them. And whichever school, to increase competition and buy-in, whichever school wins the most gets a pizza skipping obstacle course event with the kids that has rope skipping, with a puddle type of rock skipping, regular skipping, food trucks, local news obviously wants to come. Everyone is dressed in pizza. So it's a whole pizza themed skipping obstacle course party with DJs for the children.
Oh my God. Wow. I wonder how I can get there immediately because that sounds amazing. And the DJs too, like everybody's there. That's incredible. I like also the scale of that. These real life events, big spectacle, everybody's coming. We want to gather again is what I'm feeling, that there's like a trend towards that. Okay, Jed, what did your brain fart with your group?
Okay, well, first off, this was me, Kennedy, and TK, and we lost our partner, TK. She had to leave. So I've been nominated to kind of just present everything. What we had, our prompt was a TV show called Little Fairies That Play with Silly Gardens. And then I remembered, we need to have a team name. So then our team name was, drum roll, please, The Gardeners. And our idea for the show was to do a episode takeover of another show. So we picked Billy Eichner's Billy on the Street. He's going to do an episode called Billy in the Garden, where he's interviewing little kids and fairies in a garden.
Whoa.
Nailed it.
I mean, nailed it. Like the takeover. I'm actually surprised it's the first that we've heard of a takeover, because that's a really good idea. Okay, for the grand finale, we did not come up with the team name, but Matthew, who's going to kick us off musically, is going to give us a name. Matthew?
Oh, I have to come up with a name too. Okay, and musically is a big word for what's going to happen, but blowing the candle is going to be the name of the group.
Yes. Oh, wait. Let me tell them. I forgot to tell them what our prompt was. So we're digital apps and games, and the game, again, Sana, you nailed it. It's really just like something's in the water. Our game is about candles who make magic from potatoes. We all had potatoes in our little bins. Okay. So in order for everyone to discover the brilliant app about candles making magic from potatoes, Matthew, take it away.
Find the golden potato. Not just a random potato. Find the golden potato to win.
Find the golden potato to win. So Terry, do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, we're going to have a game, a digital game that's like Pac-Man. We're going to have regular potatoes that are hid in this game all over the country. But in one spot, there's going to be the golden potato. And if you find the golden potato, you get a prize. So you'll get a subscription maybe to something fabulous. That's to be
$10,000. You get $10,000.
What's that? Yeah, that would be great. Or maybe like a kids book club and kids books, or I don't know. It should be something with digital. But that's generally our promotion to kick off this new game.
Great. And Hannah, do you want to speak about the tone piece?
Yeah, so we imagine that, as a, not necessarily like a downgrade, but like to reflect the economic times, like we're not Willy Wonka golden ticket, we're a golden potato. So we try to go with more like a sarcastic and dry tone to some of the advertising, try to get, kids going around holding up their phone or whatever device, trying to find this golden potato, but sort of like kind of doing it ironically and like with like a wink and a nod, like, yeah, okay, whatever. So we thought that was sort of an important tone.
Exactly. I think we'll grab the grownups, grownups and kids if there's like a little bit of consciousness to it and a little bit of a wink and a little bit of dryness. Okay, so those are all of our ideas, which were literally amazing. And you all pulled those out of your butts in like 4 minutes. I don't know how it happened, but I saw the wows and wonders flying as we were going. So feel free to drop into the chat the things that stuck out about what came up. So like the trends that we saw in terms of discoverability, there was interactivity, there was trying to get things to go viral, competitions, takeovers. Just feel free to drop into the chat anything that came up that felt like it was a trend that we were kind of seeing across the board. We're just going to like kind of quickly synthesize what came across. Potatoes. Yes. Age relevance, mixed media. Yes, Sana. Music. Mm-hmm. Trying to create community, like making people participate in something. Costumes, Becca. Yes. I could see the costumes in my head. Everybody loves a costume. Cosplay is happening. What is the mashed potato? Contest, interactivity, unique spins on ideas, but still trending. Yeah. Intrigue, like a little bit of mystery, things you'd want to talk about. Yeah. Interactivity. Yeah. Cool. So there was a lot of electricity in that exercise. And I think there's a lot of good ideas that reflect what we're seeing in the rest of the world and just what happens when we put our brains together. If we were doing a Tinker Lab, we might have like a vote around which one idea we wanted to put our energy towards. We're not going to do that right now because all these ideas win the vote. Meredith, I'm going to kick it to you if you want to do like a larger meta reflection.
No, thank you so much, everyone, for playing along with us. I mean, there's so much that can happen. And Mindy, who wasn't able to be here tonight, but she calls it burstiness, right? Like this is the burstiness energy. And while we gave you terrible prompts, hula hooping, flying juice, like what? But like it's the idea, it's the process. It's not the hula hooping juice. It's what's in your brain, and when you get together, what can happen, and the magic can happen. So thank you for making some magic with us and for playing. And hopefully this could be something that you bring into your world and your gatherings, whether they're for work or for play, to make some fun, creative times together. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciation and love for everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your night.